I'm ready when you are.
Okay. Then we'll get started. Everyone ready? All right, so everyone, welcome to the Village of Pittsford Historic Preservation Board meeting of Monday, September 15th. I just want to open this meeting by again announcing, like we did at our special meeting last week, that we do not have a full board. So we're supposed to have 5 full-time members with 2 alternates. And over the last 3 or 4 months, we've had a few board members have to resign due to where they live and where they're located outside of the village. So right now, we're actively trying to fill these roles and these board seats. And I know the mayor is interviewing right now for open positions, but 2 things. It's tough because we need to have a majority vote in favor to issue a certificate of appropriateness, right? So 3 out of 5. And while we have 5 members, Caroline is out of town and Christina couldn't make it. So we again only have 3 here tonight. So if you want to defer, we can always defer until you have a full board. But we do try and work with our applicants to come to a positive vote in the right sense. So it's just something that I want to make you guys know upfront, that if you're like, well, maybe I might not get my 3 out of 5 votes tonight.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
Like either figure just has to be.
Well, it's still,
majority.
but it's 3 out of 5 still.
If there was a full board, right, but the applicants can still take a vote tonight if they wanted to.
Sure.
With a quorum.
But the quorum still is 3 votes, correct?
An approval takes 3 votes.
An approval takes 3 votes. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So again, it's just something that I wanted to let you guys know about, and as you guys come up, we can have that open discussion. And if there needs to be a special meeting, if we get more appointments to the board between now and next month's meeting, we could absolutely organize that as well, just so you guys have. I know winter's coming and there's projects need to be approved, and we gotta get rolling on some of this, but it's tough when there's only 3 of us up here. So that being said, do I have a motion to open the meeting? Thank you.
Second. Thank you. Member Miranda. Aye. Member McRae. Aye. Chair Olson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, does anybody have any reason to recuse themselves of the 7 items on the agenda tonight?
Nope. Nope.
Nor do I. So then we will start with 7 Elmbrook for an addition. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Very good. Brian?
Brad, I'm Brian.
Brian, okay. And you're Brad, are you guys homeowners or?
General kind.
Okay, both of you?
Yes.
Okay. And what are you guys looking to do? You want to tell us about your project?
So we want to build a small conservatory on the back of this property.
Yep.
Inclined onto it for reading space essentially, with a little more living space. We're proposing siding matches existing, windows match existing. Nothing real out of the mold. I
Yep.
don't think. Have you guys seen the drawings?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
To see drawings?
Yes.
We have seen everything.
Yep.
Okay.
The thing is, we can hardly see what you are going to attach to the house
From the public view.
from the public view. It's almost.
Yeah.
So there's little or no jurisdiction over what you're going to build because we cannot see it.
Okay.
What we appreciate, or what I appreciate, is that you are trying to match and preserve what is there. And hopefully the cornices and all the details that you're presenting in the drawing stay. So what we prevent is kind of this 1980s look of the cornices, in which you box kind of the soffit is kind of blocked. Like, so let me show you what, I know that we cannot see it, but if we can prevent this, this is kind of, because that's happening a lot lately, and
Oh, gotcha. You prefer this one?
actually, it's not what I prefer. It's to preserve the historic character of the house. Like,
For sure.
this is a solution of the 1980s.
Sure.
So if you can just leave it as it
Sure.
is.
All those things, the trim details. the
Yeah,
whole
that would be
thing
wonderful.
will
And just to add to it, I think, it is boxed, it's not boxed such as right angles, but there is a design element to
For
it.
sure.
Yes.
Which what we're trying to point out, which I think is important
Yeah,
to match.
we'll bring that right
Mhm.
down to the new.
Yeah, because they make them super, I don't know, like thick and bulky. So this is from, this actually is on the website. So that's one of the only things I encourage people to do.
Sure.
So it doesn't look like it was built in the 80s. Which I love the music of the 80s, but anyway, that was a tangent.
There was a preferred window. Is there multiple windows that you're looking at, or was that just a note in your guys' comments, or?
The preferred is, so. Let me get it updated here. This ultimately is the preferred. After a follow-up meeting with the client,
Okay,
all the grill details will match existing. We would love to use, just because of the quality and the structure of it, is an aluminum clad exterior window, if you will approve it, with a wood interior. We're doing a renovation up on Monroe Avenue, and we were able to utilize those. It's just a better product.
yeah,
The new modern wood windows just don't hold up.
Yeah, we've used aluminum clad on the outside of all natural roof windows before.
Great.
Yeah, I think the main reason that it was brought to the board is because it's probably visible from the public way, from the street on the other side, most likely. Right, Steve? Yeah, not to make you guys think like, why are we here?
I don't know, you'll see the soccer, so you're trying to get this.
Yeah,
Panoramic there on the left.
but yeah, I don't have any other real questions. It was a pretty complete application.
No, do I. I concur.
Okay, then I'll make a motion to approve the application as presented.
Second?
Member Murillo,
Yes.
member McRae,
Yes.
Chair Olson.
Yes,
Motion passes.
Fantastic.
perfect.
Thank you
Thanks,
guys.
guys. Here.
Thank you for all the details. Really appreciate it.
Here, guys.
Thank you. Save the paper, we'll put it with another.
Very handsome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Once we put that one here, they will use it.
Yeah, add
Not
that.
that, they.
No,
they don't-
I knew
No, but
exactly
it
what-
was like very
Yeah.
good, good. I'm going to keep it as an.
Okay, so next up, we have 40 Sutherland. Hi, how you guys doing? You guys are homeowners, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Just tell us what you're looking to do. Yeah. Are you replacing only the windows on the front of the home or,
There's most of the house, mostly up this here.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
But not all of them, because we have some house.
Okay. yeah, there was, just this, the one comment that you guys were looking to replace only on the prominent front facade.
No.
Okay, and then I saw the quote for like 27 windows in it or something like that. And I was like, there's no way.
Sideways.
Yeah, okay, so not street front, but, okay.
Yeah.
Any questions?
No. So those are the original buildings and the windows of the house, because the munchkins are pretty nice, they're very thin. They seem very unique too.
The mutton spacing on the existing versus what's proposed?
Yeah, I'm just going to pose questions for us to
Yeah.
discuss.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
We can actually process the application. Another thing is. They're, it's pretty 6 by 6, it's just, the only thing, the mountains are painted black. So, that was like unique about it, and I don't know, we don't have any, we're thinking out loud.
Painted them black.
You painted them black. Okay, which is, we don't have any control or saying over color. That's what's called my attention, because then the other elements are completely white, so I was wondering, well, okay, wait, I don't remember that, so you painted them black, okay.
And these are just the window inserts, right? It's not a full window. Is it the entire casing or is it just the double hung inserts?
It's the double hung inserts and it won't be any storms anymore.
Oh, okay.
There's very ugly old metal storms. We'll get rid of.
In this is the same windows that you guys have already replaced? The
Well, no,
same
we replaced-
make and
when
model?
We did a new addition, we put new windows obviously in the new addition,
Yeah,
and did we replace any? We replaced a couple of
Oh,
windows,
the kitchen we did.
but it was because the whole kitchen was remodeled. So
Right. So are these gonna be the same make and model as those windows?
No,
Is there a reason for that?
They look very similar.
one, well, yeah, one is the price,
Yeah,
and we're gonna spend 75,000.
Yeah.
On these windows as is, so. But ultimately, they're a better window than what we put in.
yeah,
So, I mean, we're going with the top line stuff, and our neighbors on both sides have put these windows
Same.
yeah.
into their house, so. It's kind of hard for me to understand why there would be an issue. They're the same windows that our neighbors on both sides of us have put in. New in house and then just, so. The
Yeah.
Rochester colonial windows are, ultimately, though, listen, just from my perspective. The windows upstairs are terrible. Our kids' rooms are actually cold in a house that shouldn't be,
Yeah,
so if they get frost on the inside, I mean, it's ridiculous.
yeah.
We
deal with that, so.
Yeah.
Everyone deals with that, so,
Sure,
yeah,
but you don't have to. Try to
Right.
mitigate it.
We approved those windows before.
oh yeah, this make and model,
So if they have the same, so I don't remember exactly, but it does, both of the projects were like the previous board when I was here.
yeah,
So if,
Yeah, I think you said, yeah, because we went to Rochester Colonial, so we want to make sure that whatever we put in is something that's been approved.
Yeah.
Before, so we went to a.
yeah, I'm their neighbors, yeah. they work.
44.
Yeah. Yeah,
any questions?
no, so the whole house, new windows,
Well.
or just the, like the.
The other ones were new 5 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
I appreciate you guys going through Blake Held too. It's
Yeah.
good to get a
Yeah, he's
third party
great.
opinion, yeah.
Yeah, great.
He makes some comments that were left up to you guys, right? If you guys wanted to repair them, you guys could. If you guys were like
Yeah, ultimately.
50-50, it's the age of those windows are Yeah. Yeah. Old, but not so old that they're at a very good age that could be repaired and made new. So he makes comment about that too.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. One of the challenges that we have, mostly for all the window problem, is to find a craftsman that can do the work,
Mhm.
which you can find it, but. Okay, let's vote then.
Okay, then I'll make a motion to approve the application as presented. Do we have a second?
I second this.
I don't usually ask.
Oh, you,
Member McRae,
Yes.
member Marilla,
yes,
Chair Olson,
Yes,
motion passes.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
thanks.
Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
so you remember, I'm sorry, I'm over here.
Oh, no. I usually don't.
Oh, okay, good, because
Make sure you-
I'm part of a board.
No, you just go for it.
Yeah.
It'd
I
be
can,
like
if
30
it's
seconds.
proper, I'll start doing it.
No, it has nothing to do with like, I'm just like good force. Wait
Yeah.
for the teacher to read.
If I'm gonna add anything, yeah.
Do any findings of fact for your first two approvals?
Yeah, we should.
Oh,
Thanks for the reminder. Finding the facts, at 7 Elmbrook is that the addition is going to be, matching the roof, matching the siding and matching, well, properly matching the, styling of the existing materials on the home. As well as, since it is a new addition, the windows presented, with the aluminum cladding on the full wood windows are appropriate. It's an improvement to the existing structure and doesn't cause any harm towards preserving the historic character.
And another fact is hardly or non-visible from the street, which releases a new responsibility of this board.
You're right, okay. The finding of facts for 40 Sutherland Street are that we had a third-party consultant review the current existing condition of the windows. While they could possibly be restored, the age and materials used at the time period of when the windows were manufactured make it so much that replacing it is with proper windows is actually, let's see the comments that he used. Is actually worthwhile rather than restoring. He does not have Blake does not have the belief that many of the mid-century units that he sees are worth restoring. So they're historically accurate windows with the correct styling to match the rest of the house. And these windows, the Marvin Ultrex double hung insert windows have been approved in the village before.
I think another fact is that the aluminum storms are the only ones preventing the problems with moisture. Unless all those trims are replaced, or then the problem might continue. And then you make all that investment and then you have to go back and rebuild all the work because
Right.
you lose all that. So,
Okay, 45 Monroe Ave. Welcome back. How's it going?
So I went back to planning zoning and I approved the additional space. So I go back to basically the one that I talked to you about. For information only,
Correct, yeah.
is to do this keeping the existing building as it is. Taking the windows out on one side, reusing them. And the new smaller garage that is attached.
Awesome.
Is everybody happy?
Yeah, we have been through these so many times.
Yeah.
I think it's 3 times there and 3 times here.
I think it looks great. Thank you for preserving the existing structure and adding on to it and working with our board and, I think this will look really good, especially, yeah, it's gonna look really good. Yeah.
So go out.
It always does. Yeah. My only question is the garage door, is it the one that's called out? Will it be styled to what's called out in your CAD drawings, or is it the style that's called out in the,
So we talked that it will be the square tops.
okay,
It will be a painted door. Originally, they had asked for a wood door.
yeah,
It will be
That's the only one that difference.
yeah, so I remember that conversation.
yes. So I went back to them and they're fine with a painted door.
Okay, to match, do we have like a make and model, or do we have anything that we could pull up, or Steve, do you have anything that she can pull up in these, or? How should we call that out, just to approve the garage door that? That is not, because we'll make it into a motion, but is not this Canyon Ridge Carriage House 4-layer. As shown,
So can we do it to make it to look like this? I mean.
Material
what's material?
for the door you want to put.
Oh, what is the material?
What is the material? Probably a fiberglass door.
Yeah,
Is that right?
I don't remember, it's fiberglass, I'd have to look to you.
Yeah, we can put metal on it, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, one that had the wooden look to
It
it.
has a wood look.
Now,
It'll be basically this configuration.
yeah,
One kind of square and a fiberglass door.
4-panel square,
4 panels, square top and
painted,
painted. The roof will match the existing room, but also have cedar. To match the cedar shapes that are on the drawing.
thank you.
Again, there's only 2 carriage lights on the main garage. We've got the ones that was submitted before.
Yep,
And the other garage, if they want to put stop it lights in, they can put just some down lights. So
would you only do that on the addition side, or would you do it on both sides?
I would really like to put carriage lights on the main house because that, I just want that garage for the top, that
Yeah,
the main garage, I want
Oh.
to be different.
Oh, okay.
than that.
Remember, they got with the lights on the original structure, it says this was the original structure and this is the addition.
nice,
Yeah, that's why I want to do that. And not that you care, but there is, we do have to put also a smaller, you know, like, in the little man door. In the back,
on the back,
on the
yeah,
back.
the side, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the best path forward on calling out the garage door? Just meet these requirements
And refer to the drawing.
and refer to the drawing, okay. All right. Any questions or
No.
anything else to add? Okay, then I'll make I'll make a motion to approve the application as presented with the following
Condition.
conditions, thank you. I wanted to say revisions, but we've been through a lot of revisions with the following conditions, yeah. So that the garage door is a 4-window, 4-panel, 4-square window garage door of a fiberglass or all wood material, either or whatever you find. And is a paintable material. And that we refer to the drawing as presented. We can call it out as the front elevation drawing number 2. But everything else as presented would be the same with the matching cedar shingles, roof material, and as presented. And do I have a second?
I second.
Perfect.
Member McRae,
Yes.
Member Dormo,
Yes.
Chair Olson,
Yes,
motion passes.
good job.
Thank you.
Congrats.
I'm not even react next month.
You can, if you want.
And it's free.
It's free.
Okay, so findings of facts are that this is an addition. Technically, the existing contributing garage is preserved. And all design features of the additional garage as well as the new garage door on the existing garage meet the village design guidelines and standards. We appreciate the applicants working with us. Anyone want to add anything to that?
Mhm.
She's happy. No more words.
Okay, so now we are on to 9 West Jefferson Road for the garden pavilion and fence and gate. Steve has a question here.
Well, that question, I just wanted to, I don't know that the fence and gate would be technically under your review anymore at this point, because it's existing, you're just moving it. And it was approved on a site plan.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Okay, so yeah, nice to meet you guys. Are you guys the homeowners or? Okay, nice.
Molly and Adam Davis.
Nice to meet you guys.
So thanks for having us tonight. It's great we can just talk about the pavilion. Essentially, we're doing a small open pavilion. It just has basically 4 posts and a roof. We're doing it to kind of provide some shade and place to even implement, weather. It's gonna be finished with all wood posts and details. It's basically going to be stained to match what we fondly call the chicken coop, which is out in the back.
Yeah,
So we're using very, that dark brown, and we're doing, if you looked at the site plan, we're doing a lot of planting between the street and that area, so I really don't think it'll be visible at all in a very short order and barely visible now. And the other thing I was gonna say is Molly and Adam also own 7 West Jefferson, which is the home to the east. And again, this is part of a nice landscape improvement project we're doing on the property. And like I said, all detailed we would, the roof will match the existing.
that was a main question, I think.
And that's essentially what we're up to.
What about height? What's the height of them?
We are staying within zoning. It's the maximum ridge height is 12 feet.
Okay,
So
And
we,
the chicken coop is how tall right now?
that's, I believe, a little taller than that.
Another one that virtually barely visible, the only thing.
well, that's not asking about height.
you'll see is the roof line, maybe, you know, in the winter when the leaves and everything go down, but. You know, kind of your call as a board, whether it's visible. or, you know.
I drove past the property and I couldn't see the roof of the chicken coop.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, the chicken coop's set way back.
it's way back.
You wouldn't be able, I don't think you, I never even knew there was a chicken coop.
This,
Another thing is that the main surface area of the roof, is not facing the street.
Yeah.
So you just see
Yeah.
the gable,
Gable.
yeah.
Yeah, if you look where it is on the site, we intentionally moved it way back, so it's well over 60 feet from the right of way line and tucked behind a lot of planting, existing and what we're proposing, so I really do think it'll be hardly noticeable at all, unless you're really, really looking for it early on.
So, before working on the details, one of the things that we need to consider is structures like this is not like common in this area, but at the same time, the wonderful thing is the best, wonderful thing, or the thing about this is that really far into the back of the property. Another finding is that the surface area of the roof is not, the majority is not facing the street, but facing kind of the side of the house.
When you say that, you're saying that this is facing the street?
Yes, they're facing the
Okay.
street, yeah. So which reduces the visibility and the bulkiness of the structure. It's not gonna sing it that way, we're saying, which is more appropriate to the the streetscape that
Yeah.
we see, like little
Mhm.
gables,
Face
yeah,
face.
little gables all over the
Yeah,
village.
it's the same.
Exactly, so
Yeah.
that makes it more appropriate that if you have kind of the whole side, kind of the branch type of look
Mhm.
of the houses of the 50s, 60s.
And the other thing is, it's completely open, so.
Yeah, so it's. So as we shared with the first application, and actually that's in the addition of the back, I wanted to show you a detail that is very simple. That we tried, so this is part of the building design
Okay.
standards of the village. What we try to avoid is this finish.
Right.
This,
Okay.
which actually is, you see, there's the tendency of every single addition, because you see, this is,
Sure.
where is it? I just saw. Where did it
Oh, you
go?
flipped your page around, or was it up
Oh,
here?
here, look, here.
Yeah.
So you see, it's right there. So this is what we're trying, this is an addition in the back, on the back,
Yes.
am I right?
Yes.
So this is what we're trying to prevent, because this is a 1950s,
Mhm.
see, 1950s. So if we try to just do, or similar to whatever is happening in the roofs around.
Yeah.
This is not your house, around the original part of the house.
I think
Because
the
that's not taking, making more money, that
Right.
is what we are stylistically
Mhm.
will much more your house than this. This is 1950 solutions to a construction problem.
Mhm.
And part of historic preservation is that we match the constructions of the period,
Mhm.
which, so there is a closed soffit, but not this way.
Right.
That's it. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
that,
as long as we can close the soffit, and I think that's the objective. so.
yes, because the house has closed soffits, as an example. Like here, you see
Mhm.
how these close. which are
Yeah,
pretty
it is a little
They-
different detail, but yes, I
Yes,
understand.
but you so if you can,
We can try to, mimic that as opposed, I understand what you're saying with the more boxy look.
yes.
Yeah.
Because that's not appropriate, that stylistically is not appropriate to
Yeah.
the period of the house. And those are the details that we try to preserve,
Sure, yeah.
just those things.
Yeah.
I know, details, but
Yeah.
that's what preservation is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. Is the chicken coop the same vintage as the original house?
I don't know, it was there when we bought the house, so. Yeah, we don't know what point it was constructed.
I was just wondering what you were going to do with all the material, when you take the chicken coop down.
Well, we're not, the chicken coop stays.
Oh, it does?
Yes, yes. So no, it's all, it's in nice, great shape and.
Oh, good. Oh, wonderful.
The owners love the chicken.
I was, somehow I was under the impression that you were taking down the chicken coop and to put up the,
No, we're just modeling the color scheme.
oh, great. Great.
Just trying to make the outbuildings all look.
Oh, this is much better. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah,
It did seem like it was in good condition.
yeah,
Okay.
it's not,
Kind of a unique building.
Yes.
it's a great.
You have chickens?
We don't have to get, but we do have the coop, so if we ever want that, we're ready.
I have a coop first.
Yeah.
Any other questions? What about the material, that is gonna be facing, that's just gonna be the same as the chicken coop, and that'll be the same?
Vertical board,
Perfect.
staying the same, everything the same.
Okay,
Where is it?
here, it's right here.
It's the dark.
No, I'm just thinking about I'm still in the roof of the chicken coop
One more.
has, there you go.
Vertical board.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the perfect solution
Yeah.
to the roof that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can mimic that of the chicken coop for the roof, that would be awesome.
The soffit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Okay, then, any other questions?
No,
Okay, then I'll make a motion to approve the application as presented with the following, with the following conditions, that the soffit on the, what are we calling this?
provision.
Pavilion,
The pavilion, garden pavilion, the soffits on the garden pavilion, match the primary structure of the original home
Or
or,
the chicken coop.
or the chicken coop.
Yeah, however we can. apply
But to minimize any sort of square box shape on the soffits.
As referenced on page 71 of the building design standards of the village of Pittsburgh.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Member Marilla,
Yes.
member McRae,
Yes.
Chair Olson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
guys.
it looks great.
Yeah, it does.
It's so nice, thank you for the drawings, it's just so much fun to read those, they're easy to read. Sometimes people bring, and this one was very easy to read, so thank you.
Yes, but I kept seeing this over
Thank
here, you know.
Have a nice evening.
You too.
Sorry, those
No,
are.
no. There's so many stuff on here. I like, and
These are fun
you should
drawings.
try these. Or so we can read it.
Yeah,
I really, I'm like, okay, this is the house. I read every single one of the instructions.
Oh, no.
Make sure you move it.
Please.
That was a great application.
Oh my God, look, this is wonderful, we don't have to think of it.
Yeah.
Just I'm trying to figure out what
You
that.
just have to look hard. You might need to start making these a little bigger.
Yeah,
The drawing.
I'm just kidding.
Think about it.
That's a request of each board member, like if you want yours larger, you have to, please let me know.
when they are like this, I don't need larger, it's just when there are like chicken scratches. That you just thinking,
Okay, the findings of facts are that the materials used and the design guidelines used meet the historic preservation board's appropriateness. The materials are, there's not, well, I'll leave it at that. I know we can add it. I've done too many motions. My mind's going in circles on findings of facts.
You got my email about the next item,
No,
it's been deferred.
okay.
If we, since it's on the agenda, if you can just motion to defer it to the next meeting.
Okay, next we'll do 20 North Main Street. And doctor's not here, so we'll make a motion to defer 20 North Main Street to October.
Thank you.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Member Miranda?
yes,
Member McRae?
Yes.
Chair Olson,
Yes,
motion passes.
great. So next up, we have 19 Boughton. Hello, Justin.
And back again, and we'll probably be seeing more of me in the months to come for various other things.
Okay,
So the application was for a solar panel install on my house. And
Oh, wait, a filler panel?
solar.
Oh, a solar panel, that's what I thought you were, okay.
So it's a small installation, putting it in the back of the house. So it's minimally visible from pretty much anywhere. It just happens to coincide that, my house was, works out in that way. Contractor had originally thought of putting it on a more prominent view on the original part of the house, and we're declining to do that, particularly after the drama with my, highlights. So we're limiting it for that for right now, to just the back of the house, where it's pretty well screened by the front of the house.
What happened with the skylight? What was the drama?
Here,
You didn't like them?
no, I'll explain.
Oh,
So this is the primary structure, this is.
no, I hear you, but we approved the skylight.
We did, yeah.
Oh, something happened, this,
There was a few board members that thought that, that there was a negative impact on the historic.
I was one of them.
Right.
No, I was.
Okay, so it was you and Chris, correct?
No, actually, it was just me. My point
Yes,
is,
Chris.
they
And,
played from,
and that left the board.
but nothing
Virginia?
happened between that day and that, so there's no.
No.
Oh.
It's approved.
It's right, fine right now.
Oh, okay, I thought there was a drama.
No, it was approved.
Yeah, okay, so.
Yeah.
It was.
So, okay, so the drama was that I said no, good, okay. I understand now. Okay, perfect, I understand now, I thought like, oh,
But
wow.
there's ample evidence within the village that those lights are in place.
And
Yeah, without
the
permission.
architect stated that they thought that was fine as well.
Right,
Yeah,
well, the
yeah.
architect is in the board members, but it was still ruled in your favor, so let's.
Exactly, so let's move on,
Yeah, we'll move on.
because there are many, but they have been.
I thought
been
that
approved.
before.
No, I thought there's something happened between their application and
Oh,
today.
yeah.
I was like, what happened? Nothing, okay, good. Continue.
Okay, so you want me to give more of an overview of this? I mean, the gist is basically it's a small solar panel install. It, is only in the back, only gonna be visible from the back of the house. I have some photos that might be useful for you of your last solar panel approval.
From Messner,
No, from, Washington Avenue.
was I here for that?
But just so you can see, this is actually, here,
What year?
I don't know what year this was.
1984.
No,
And,
No, that's.
No, I live right next door to this.
About 7 years ago,
something
my
like that.
daughter, maybe
Are you on the board then?
eight,
It's several years ago.
right, 7, you remember that?
My installer is actually the same person that installed this, and if you take a look at these photos, what you see here is solar panels were installed on both the front facade and the rear facade. This is over near the community center on Washington Avenue, and that portion is a dead end portion of the street. I don't
I
know.
know exactly what you're
This is-
saying.
So it's not seen by many people, but it is.
Oh, it's extremely visible.
Yeah.
It just took over the house, yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, what my proposal is, will be closer to is, I'm not doing anything on the front, it's just on the back. And it's much shallower pitched roof. So the visibility is much reduced over this one, so.
So something similar during my board time, we did with Messner. And it was really on the back. Messner has solar panels.
Yeah,
And they're visible from the parking lot. I think that this might not be that visible because of the location in the back.
you can see it pretty well from south. I mean,
From south, you
from
can see
south,
it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's very small chunks of street where you can visit, but I tried to put a lot of the guidance from, the Secretary of Interior on here and everything. Basically, everything about this follows the recommendations and guidance of the Secretary of Interior. There's no requirement that it be invisible. But it is encouraged to put it on non-prominent, the requirement is to not have it prominently visible. Which is thoroughly met here, it's on the back of the house, it's visible from a few angles on the street, but it's not prominent, it's not gonna define the house. You'll be able to see it from a few views, but again,
And it's-
being able to see it isn't necessarily a harm.
And it's removable completely.
It's completely removable, and it's not even permanent,
Mhm.
these things aren't gonna last forever. So, the last, well, I'm not gonna predict how long it's gonna last, but it'll be there.
But
for
it
some
seems
period.
that, that you comply with all of the, guidelines, presented on our. On the 12-point sheet.
Yeah. I-
So were you here at the beginning of the meeting? Were you here at the beginning of the meeting?
No,
Okay, I talked for about 5, 6, 7 minutes about there's only 3 people here tonight. And the main issue is that we're short appointed on our board. And to get a certificate of appropriateness, you need 3 votes in your favor.
Mhm.
So again, this goes back to having 7 appointees, 5 full-time with 2 alternates. So when people can't make it, we have alternates to fill in, that you always are presented in front of a full board of 5. But tonight we only have 3. If this was to go to a motion, you could not possibly, excuse me, not could not possibly, you possibly could not achieve a certificate of appropriateness, and and if it wasn't awarded with 3 positive votes, then your application would be basically canceled.
I would agree with that.
No.
Just a motion doesn't go forward. A motion to denial would not go forward either, so I think you just carry over to.
Okay, so that,
More people could be there.
thank you, and that's what I'm trying to get. Maybe my last detail of it being canceled, that's the last thing I want is your application to be just, denied tonight. So I'm in favor of having this as a more full conversation and full discussion in front of a full board. Because of past votes, and the way that personally I have voted on these types of applications in my time on the board.
Okay.
So I just want it to be fair to you to understand the comments that I'm making, and that I did make at the beginning of the meeting, and I noticed that you did walk in late, and not that you have to be here on time by any
Yes,
means, of course, but not that you were late, that you missed my opening comments.
Okay, yeah.
That it basically said that.
5:30 meetings since I work.
No, no, Justin, I'm not saying that you were late, I'm saying that you weren't here for what I had said at the beginning. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you don't have to be here.
Yeah.
We've got like 4 applications before you.
Yeah, that's why I came later. I thought I had a bunch of applications before.
So we've had applications in the past, on Boughton, basically Boughton and South. That they wanted to put solar panels on, the south portion of the roof, as well as I believe it had to be on the west side of their home also, which was visible from the street. And then we told them that we couldn't do that. Or at least a vote most likely wouldn't be approved for that situation. And you could look that up if you wanna send to them whenever. And then we also asked if she could put the solar panels, not on the house, but in her backyard on some sort of structure that is not visible from public way. So I would ask you the same question is, would you be willing to put them like lower to the ground in your backyard, off your structure, off your house, but still so that you can collect that southern sunlight?
I had addressed that in the application as
Okay.
to why alternatives would not work. And that was one of the ones I said would not work,
Okay,
due to trees and neighbors' yards, so it would not get any sun in the backyard. And again, there's no requirement that needs to be invisible. And I spelled out all the guidance in here. Right, comply with every bit of that guidance in there.
Yep.
You can see plenty of examples from the Secretary of Interior, where they say this is a good install and they're visible. The question would be, if it was, right, it's in the back, I think it's an easy approval, there might be different opinions, but it's in the front portion of the house. Like we see here, if it was on the front portion of the house, I can definitely see that's pretty prominent. And I would say what I propose is about as invisible as you can get. And I know we have a trustee here, but I see a conflict here in that there are no clear requirements for solar panel installations. They haven't made it into your design standards. The Secretary of Interior standards are the only guidance I've been able to come up with, and I think they're pretty sensible.
We have some guidelines here. And then, so
Here's some other guidelines I found.
but those aren't our guidelines.
If there are guidelines, I'm not aware of.
They were provided in the handout for the meeting. On the front pages, for an agenda item for tonight. And pasted on the website.
Okay, I'm aware of any of this.
Don't look at me, this is a decision of the handout and information disseminated from the board.
Okay, well, I will take a look at this. I tried to work pretty hard to find.
Yeah.
All everything I could on this, and this is a thing I'm not familiar with.
That's posted on the website? Do you know
yes.
where it is to point them to it?
No, I
Okay.
can give him a copy of
Okay.
it. It hasn't been in our historic preservation section. It was just in the archives and disseminated today as a handout, for council.
Yeah.
For discussion.
We could go on a website, right?
I thought the same thing when I saw it. Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, I guess, I'll just give a general concern here is. The Board of Trustees has given, two possibly conflicting directives. One is they want to support sustainability, they want to support alternative energy, and they also want to support historic preservation. I get it, these conflict. These have the same level of priority, one is not necessarily more important than the other, these are both stressed in the comprehensive plan. And the way I see it, the trustees really need to sort this out, there's a lot of communities that have come up with various standards and requirements to work up many historic communities to work on this, what should be allowed and what should not. So I think the most appropriate thing would be for the trustees to eventually update the historic design guidelines to include the solar recommendations.
They are trustee guidelines. For HPB guidelines.
But they're adopted by the Board of Trustees.
Adopted by the HPB.
They're in the zoning code, which was adopted by
Well, whatever, but as far as it pertains to the HPB, they were adopted by the HPB.
So one of the applications, so we need to start thinking about the solar panel. So one of the considerations is how it says it should be minimally visible from minimally visible from a public way. So now, how do we can quantify minimally?
It would never be able to be a definitive number or percentage, but if you take what you've referenced before, okay, so this is not minimal from the public way.
No, that's
Obviously.
not, that's
But
not.
if you look at Mesner, if you stand on the sidewalk, you
You
keep
cannot see
going
it.
farther back and farther back, towards Wegmans, right, towards Monroe Ave Plaza.
You can hardly-
You can, it's very, very difficult to find an angle that you can see it. in-
Yeah, we
in
know that.
Yes,
Yeah.
so that would be
That's an
minimally
easy one.
visible from. the-
That was the first time that we did it, and that was a relatively easy one to do, because if that one is not about minimally visible, that is not visible.
Right,
So-
right.
So the question now it starts around what is minimally visible.
and here.
So let us have a conversation, Justin, and then you have, your application is really solid with a lot of information. What we need to do is to have a conversation. You give us a minute so we can have like this conversation.
Okay.
And then you just come back and respond to what we do.
Can I present you something on this topic?
Okay, go ahead.
I was not sure where you guys were going to go with this, but there is guidance on visibility and prominently visible. First of all, there's the Secretary of Interior standards. And I have a number of guidance from New York State DEC on assessing and mitigating visual and aesthetic impacts.
Yeah, you have it here. That's what we're going to discuss. Yeah.
No, I mean,
No, what you have here is really, really strong. So do you want more? So give it to me so I can, so I was going to talk with them about this material that you have here, because you have a lot of information. So
Okay, if you guys need to talk, go ahead.
yes, please. Yeah, because then let's process. So we have this, I think this is kind of the tripod. We have something established. We have something that we know is not what we want. We have Messner, And we have some examples that come from the National Park Service that might give us some light into, how we move forward with the opportunity for residents to make their houses more sustainable. Because I agree, we need to think about those things in this day and age. So there are some ideas in which the panels are actually, this one is relatively, because it's very high, it's visible. Very visible, but this is what they're considering minimally visible. So I'm wondering if because his application is on the back, is very visible from South Street, extremely visible.
I mean, yeah, it's visible.
It is visible.
Yeah.
But it's visible from the standpoint that is not the main front house. This is a house that is behind that. So how much you can detail those things versus the facade.
That is not.
No,
No,
that's
that's
a
not the-
terrible picture,
Is it?
quite frankly. I mean, that.
But that is
taken-
Boughton Avenue.
That's Boughton. That's taken so that you can't see that. I mean, and think about this, seasons too. All those trees will drop. You will be able to see it from that angle too. That's just is this from the street view that you took or Google Maps?
That
Or?
was the street view.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the thing is, anything that, there's very few or almost none. Of the houses in the village will allow solar panels because like I can walk, I close my eyes and walk around.
yeah.
It's very little. So what do we consider minimally visible, really? It's not the front of the house, it's an addition on the back, it's a little bit lower, it's closer to the other side. So those are the things that I'm starting to consider about the application.
And there'll be the similar color to the roof, yes.
Yeah, for me, it's more difficult to accept the height, the skylight.
Yeah.
The height?
Yeah, the skylight, because that,
Oh, skylight.
yeah, because
No,
that is not, becomes not removable an element of the.
Will the grids be visible like they are in this picture? Because that's an even further deterrent and eye catch.
Which things here?
I'm talking about these 6, 8 grids, those
Oh.
panel grids.
Those, there is some narrow view sheds which they are available from. So if you get far enough back, you can, down Jackson, you can see them. Right now, there's some screening through the trees. There's over on South Street, but again, it's from a far distance away.
Okay. So that was another topic of conversation that we had. There are newer panels that have the silver frame around the solar panels, the solar grid, that are black. Yeah, and
My understanding is they're black.
okay, that's what I'm asking. Are the grids like this gonna be noticeable? Or is your solar panels gonna be, wow?
I haven't seen what the specific one looks like. I put the manufacturer's spec sheet in there. And I put examples from the installer, in there. So these are gonna be black. I mentioned, I think they're 1.4 inches thick. And there's a small gap between them and the roof. So it's not gonna be raised up prominently. It's a very
What's the
shallow.
gap?
A gap, I was told, is about 3 inches.
So they'll be raised up. That's an.
We raised up. a little.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a 3 inches plus the 1 1/4, so they're gonna stand off.
Gonna stand off a
Yeah.
little bit, yeah. Just wanna chime in if, this needs to be carried over for the full board to look at. What am I gonna say? Time is of the essence for me on this. I've gotta get this installed this year, using the tax credits this year, or it's not a viable project.
You gotta call the mayor. Cause I was gonna say, we have what Maria was saying earlier is we have this one, we have Mesner, we have a lot of really good details from the National Park Service, and we have our HPB guidelines. But what we don't have is a full board,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest issue. I almost interrupted her because I was about to say
Think about.
why it's so important to have a full board, because I'm only one vote. Remember Virginia? That's all she used to say. I'm only one vote. So that's unfair to you, and especially with your timeline, we are getting closer to the end of the year. You know, something you can just contact the mayor and hopefully there's an update soon. There should be, I know that there's applications and interviews in the process. And if it needs to be a special meeting, I said this at the beginning too, if there needs to be a special meeting, once there's a full board available, we could rally the troops as fast as possible to meet with you. But yeah, it's upsetting. This is one of the key issues that makes us being on the board very difficult, is the time is so valuable for all of us that we don't have a full board to go through with an application like this that should be voted on.
So so besides the decision that you need to make about with having a vote, another thing that needs to be, that I think is very important for any solar panel in a historic district, is that it doesn't call attention to itself. So as much as possible to not have different colors or things that reflect light in a way, like the metal panels, that it reduces that is not too high above
Yeah.
the roof, that is closer to the, is in the back, that, because eventually if eventually something happens, any panel will be visible, we need to make it really minimally visible. And
Yeah.
those are the characters of minimally visible. In a location of the house that is the best, or not to be shown, and
Yeah.
two, what you were talking about.
No color contrasts
Yeah,
within the framing and the solar panels, and then the height above the roof.
The height above the roof line.
And we've had conversations about far less dimensions than 3 inches. We've talked about panel widths of a half an inch. Of how it stands off of a building on signage, so.
Well,
It's
one
something
thing
to
that's
consider.
very different in this case is comprehensive plan is weighing in on this. And there's a conflict, we don't have the standards. But the village is, again, you said they want sustainable energy, renewables, green stuff. They also want the building design standards and the architectural review and architectural preservation. So the directive that the village supports, the sustainable energy, alternative energy, does push down to you. So, but there is, I totally agree, there's installations that are bad, there's installations that are fine. And people already have different opinions on this,
Yep.
as you weighed in. But I see this as different from some of your run-of-the-mill applications, because this is a higher level directive pushed down, that somehow the standards need to harmonize on this. And it needs to be allowed, not too overly restrictive, but again, not too overly permissive too.
So at this point, I think what the board, each member needs to make a decision is how the level of minimal for each one of us.
Well, there's no requirement for minimal. The directives from the National Park Service is say it's not prominently visible.
Okay,
The directive is not visible, the directive is
but
not.
then we as a board take those and make it ours. And in our language, it says minimal. So once again, minimally at this point is going to be at the discretion of the vote of the board. So once again, I'm telling you. So the decision of how visible it is for each one of us. I honestly at this point believe that most of the things that we put on this village, on the roof, were going to be visible. So for me, in terms of location, it seems very minimal to me based on the constraint. But there are other elements that we need to consider. One, the color. If it's going to be there's contrast and light reflection and on the height. So you work really hard to put other elements, and you brought things that were minimally visible. You said it's very low, count, probably those are things that the board will be looking at. So at this point, we can vote on this, but I don't know exactly what is the look of the panel. So I don't know if I can vote today because I don't know how dark.
Right, so
Yeah.
like this
one
would be
Good,
in a better direction over an older
Yes.
style like this.
yes. Did you see what I was looking? So something like that for your house is
Cleaner
much
than-
better than this.
Okay,
than that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I put in the specs of the manufacturer in there and it looked black.
Yeah, and then.
Good.
Yeah, but then again, then there's this image which is overlaid onto your home, right? That's your home.
and then you have all those white things.
Oh, yeah, so you're talking about the
Right.
white boxes around there.
Yeah.
I don't know if, that was just a depiction showing the location.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna call that a rendering of exactly what it's gonna look like.
okay.
I can contact the installer, but what do these look like? These are all black. My installer, by the way, is the same person that installed these.
I really would love to interject here that I do live right next door to this property, and these are highly misleading photographs. This is taken from a very weird angle. This is a dead end street. It's not through traffic. Nobody can go here unless they're walking up and standing at the very end of the dead end street looking this direction. It's not visible to the thoroughfare.
But that, so in terms of this board, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that only two people see it. So in essence, it's visible from the street. And that for us, that's a consideration. That's a dead, because it's a dead end street, it doesn't mean that it's not public view. So it doesn't, we cannot take that as the consideration for putting.
And if you look at Justin's home from south, that is a highly public trafficked area.
Right, but this
Right.
is not. This
Right,
is not
but
a-
this isn't what that's
That's
for
not
the
really-
application.
No one would see it this way, and unless you're, the people who live right here, they can see it, but it's not a problem for them either.
Yeah, so I just honestly, the only thing that I'm thinking hard is if it's a conversation that I guess it has to come to higher ups to have like synchronized by right now. If environmental issues are a thing and energy preservation is something that has to happen, we need to start thinking about, that's another conversation for another time. Because when we talk about minimum, our hands are tied anyway. So we need to figure out how we balance that and create some standards for installing solar panels, or we just say no and we don't go through this drama. Now that this can be a drama because this is like, how is minimal? Where is go? We can see it. Mesner is a case that is very easy because nobody can see it.
Right.
That one is something that is completely inappropriate because it just took nobody pays attention or see it, but it's from, we walk and we can see it. It took over the whole roof.
And I mean, is this such a terrible thing that you can't see it if it's removable and it's.
They're not gonna be,
it's a-
I wouldn't qualify it as removed, not to interrupt, but even if you did remove it, the roof stain would be different from the sun shed, the asphalt shingles underneath would be changed. You're drilling into the roof at multiple points, so you're probably gonna need to replace the roof too. I mean, yeah, everything can be brought back, but would it? And at this investment, what's your ROI? Are you gonna be 5 years with this? Most likely more like 30 years. So I would say that it's
It's somewhere in the 5 to 8 year range.
Yeah,
And at the pace that we are with
And-
science in this country, we will stay with solar panels for the rest of our life.
well, the statistics on solar panels that we've actually reached almost the edge of what any solar panel can harvest for energy. So the improvements aren't gonna be, they're not gonna increase as far as production
Or
of
the
energy.
redesign.
But yes, we will always be using solar panels, yes.
Yeah, so we need
Yes.
to, so one of the things is, I'm thinking, it's not in the main structure, but in the back and the addition. That is a positive thing if we need to install solar panels, if we have,
Yeah,
because the other alternative is we have a windmill.
no, and windmill,
So we're
drive
not-
to Corning, you can see how they ruin that view with windmills.
Okay, so that's a no-no.
Yeah.
What other option do we have? We put a nuclear plant in Pittsburgh,
Yeah, well,
making
yeah.
laugh.
Eventually we'll hopefully have cheap fusion power, but.
Yeah.
That's not gonna count in the next
20 years.
So what do we want to
Vision.
do?
Not fusion.
Vision.
20 now.
Now, Visions will currently have Fusion in the future.
No, I think it's the other way around.
Anyway,
So what are we going to do here? We're going to vote or what are we doing?
If you guys want to raise it to a vote, if it's up to me, I'd say that something like this should be voted upon in front of a full board. So if it was up to me to make a motion, I'd ask to table it
And,
to October.
the other thing I would say is if you want to put a condition of approval, that would be a uniform black color without an aluminum frame. I am fine with that, and I can work it out with my contractor. And if that's not gonna work, if that makes a difference in you possibly approving it tonight. And as long as I don't mind you guys voting, as long as it's not a definitive thing, if the motion just fails. And it ends up that there's no approval and no denial and just gets carried on until when more people are here, I'm fine with that.
You want to know where we're
That's a question for Jeff.
Yeah, no, it's a non-vote, non-decision.
He's not risking anything.
Okay.
You're not risking anything, basically. You're putting this on a vote.
No,
Okay.
and the big thing with this is it's not on the original portion of the house. This is on a newer, it's on the back of the house on a newer addition. And the Secretary of Interior clearly states that newer additions should represent their own design. And it can be distinguished and they can look different. And you guys can have your own opinions on, say, what the community center did of putting a modern wing on the back or just frame burying, mutilating buildings. You guys can have your own opinion on those types of things. But
Hey, Frankie.
then that's not relevant to this. But I mean, the point here is this is gonna look like a modern newer addition onto the back of a historic building. And it's gonna be distinguished in time. And someone in the future might say, hey, this represents its era perfectly of being remodeled and developed in the early 20th
But
century.
you know the point about this building, this house is not an old house. This house was built in the 80s. It to look like an old farmhouse. It's not an old house. And so solar panels have been around since the 70s. So it is historically appropriate for that building.
Okay, so that's why we vote. So you will say yes, and I probably will say no. That's why we are a board, you know?
You know, it's
You know what I mean? I think one of the important things is I'm not trying to convince you or you me. We're trying to process so we can come, we process together so we can come to a vote. So, because, yeah, we're not trying to convince each other. We're just trying to process to figure out where we all land individually as a vote. And we're working on, yeah, okay.
Well, anyway, I presented things, I've tried to present the strongest application I could before you. I know it'll be differences of opinions as to what you want to see and what you don't want to see, but like I said. You want to put a condition on there that if you solid glass or it doesn't have metallic framings, I'm happy with that, I'll happy to work that out. And if you want to try moving this
So you
forward
want-
tonight, I would appreciate it.
Right, but I'm not gonna make a motion on that. And my motion would be to table it. And if no one wants to second that, then no one has to second it.
Oh, okay, perfect. So he has to take, we have to vote on tabling it? What,
If whoever makes a motion is what we're gonna vote on, what you're gonna vote on.
oh,
So
so
then
if he
you're
doesn't
in
make the
favor,
motion,
then you should
anybody
make a
can
motion for
put
it.
a,
Anybody can make a motion.
oh, okay.
And if this gets continued, is there a chance to have a special meeting to address this?
If there's a full board, but again, that's up to the mayor's appointments to the trustees. And
So are you down a few members? Cause I
Yeah.
thought there was full 5 members that were appointed.
so we have 5 appointees, 4 are permanent, one's an alternative. That's Tina Lanahan. She's our 5th. Carolina's out of town and Tina couldn't make it tonight, so that's why they're.
Carol and Chris.
No, Chris moved out of the village.
Oh,
He
okay.
left Washington Street, and moved towards ER into one of those little neighborhoods. So now with the new law that's been passed, you have to be within the village to be on the board. So we're actively interviewing.
That's the best opportunity for you to have a full board because there's 3 trustees, or 2 trustees meetings ahead of the October where the mayor has opportunity to fill the appointments would be October 20th.
Okay.
So a special meeting before that would be dependent on if we get a full board before, which the admin, I could be in contact with you about that.
All right, well, I'll have to contact my contractor They seem to think that finding out in October, they could work with that and fit it in their schedule. I still need to get a building permit in and approved, and that requires going out for engineering review for structural loading on the roof and that type of stuff, so it still takes time. So the best I can do is I can contact my contractor and I can communicate with you. You said the next meeting in October is what date?
The 20th,
The
but
20th.
yeah, there's two opportunities for appointments for the mayor ahead of that, and if I pull the board and they are willing to do a special meeting, I can communicate with you as an applicant. But October 20th is your best opportunity, yeah.
And when do you lose your funding?
December 31st. So it needs to be installed by then.
Or question, if you, how long is Carolina gone for? And Christina, could you run a special meeting if they were both?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
That's a good
just
point.
can't speak on behalf of the availability of any of the board members, knowing that we have open seats, so, yeah. For the applicant to have the best chance, we.
I was
I
not
can
aware
be in
of that.
contact.
I don't think she-
You could join our board, but then you'd have to recruit yourself.
Oh, there,
Would you like to join?
I won't mention that. I'll keep comments to myself.
Sorry, so it's no vote then, Jeff, for this application?
There's no motion been made.
I made a motion to table it, no one seconded it.
Yeah.
So if you're in favor for it, you can make a motion to vote for it. If not, you can second my motion and we'll do it in October.
I second it.
Question on that, or if.
Wait, hang on, we have a second.
Thank you.
So we did make a motion to approve.
And yeah, no, and we made a motion to table it to October, and there was a second.
Member McRae, to table,
To table it to October.
Okay, yes.
Member Murillo.
Yes.
Chair Olson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Is there any additional information you need from me? The appearance of these things, as whether they're solid black or whether they have grids or silver frame, I can find that out. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure they're solid black.
You have a very thorough application.
I try.
Yes, you're very good at that, Jeff.
Well, I'm trying not to bring anything before you that I think is inappropriate too.
No, everything is
Yeah.
very,
But people have different opinions. I recognize that as well.
no, I like it.
Which is why a full board is best.
Thank you.
And you know, we always try and work with you too, Justin, and we've done that in the past.
Good.
Appreciate it.
All right, I thought.
You have a highlight.
Okay, so,
We have to do minutes.
no, we gotta,
Oh,
oh,
Yes, yes, information only for 44. You could.
oh,
You wanna
that's
have a-
you. Yes.
So information only, guys, I have a bedroom on the second floor that kind of faces the street.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah, can you
Steve.
guys talk about that, please?
Steve,
Can you guys touch base with the hall, because we're recording, thank you.
I've been contemplating whether I put a stained glass in there, and the reason being is if you look at the window right below it, the very top of it is a stained glass,
wait, which window are we looking at?
right below where the window is, right?
This is,
That's stained glass right there.
Oh, okay.
So I was thinking of putting a stained glass piece. I found an antique piece. I was gonna work with an antique stained glass artist to, you know, fill the other parts of it with probably using some same colors as the one below. So that it would fill that whole space. The whole top
On the first floor?
on the second floor.
Oh, okay, then you wanna do this on the second floor.
Kind of, but
Okay.
do you guys see the picture that I had?
This
one.
Yeah, this is an example. I mean, I don't know if that's one we use. But that example is too small for that full window size.
Mhm.
So I'd have to have the artist, you know, take it out of the frame and then fill the outside, so it gets into to the frame, the window frame. So it completely covers the top window frame. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So to understand, so you're, what we're trying to do is to put it here?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I
Yes, so it will
understand.
fill that whole
I
thing.
thought it was here.
Will it match the
Big deal.
transom on the bottom or will it be?
It will, yes,
larger?
there'll be a lot, well, it'll be a little larger because this is a larger window than this one is.
Hmm.
But we will still use some of the same, if you see that window here. There is a lot of it, that gold,
Yeah,
which is basically what this window is primarily, just mostly gold and a little blue or green. So again, I'm not really sold on whether I'm gonna do it or not. I'm just kind of interested in what you guys thought.
stylistically, I think that it'd be nicer if they matched, right? Like I'm calling it a transom, but maybe that's not the right word for it.
Size match or the actual design?
No, the size match, yeah.
Size match.
Yeah.
okay. But then I have to change the whole frame.
Right, of course. So that's why I'm like, okay, if this height is inches larger than this one that's existing on the first floor, then, you can't cut it.
Right.
There's nothing to do
Then
there.
now you have to change the whole configuration.
Yeah.
of the Paint, right?
Hmm.
Do you have other examples of matching or mismatched size transom stained glass windows on your style home
That's the only stained glass window in the house.
in the whole house?
Yeah, I mean, the house next door.
Do you know what, do you know why?
No, probably he just felt that was the appropriate window.
Do you see stained glass windows on this style home
Yeah.
around in other examples?
Store, the same one I built that house next door.
Yeah, this period has a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there is. I mean, I'm torn. No, in my day, I probably would say no. The more I'm thinking about it, I probably would say no to myself because I would, because again, I'm very traditional and I'm very much like the architect specifically said, this is the only place I want to stained glass.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thinking is that I always try to honor what the architect wanted with the house originally. But I just was wondering, what you guys thought. Now that I took you one.
But this would be a permanent replacement to that
Yeah, so it
upper
would be
pane.
permanent, right? I mean, people are like, well, why don't you just hang it in a window?
People do
And,
that.
right, and I could, but then it would look more like a piece of art.
Mhm.
This I wanted to be an architectural detail, so that would be the difference. I would literally be making a detail change. Now, sure, you could take that window out and put a clear one back in, but you could do that in so many different.
So I'm sorry, so this is how you see it from the inside of your house.
Exactly.
So the idea is to put something like this that matches here.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, it would go just like that, and then I'd have to fill in.
Fill it with something
Probably
like
gold,
this,
because that's what
probably
the
like
bottom was.
this, and
Yeah.
then you do it.
Yeah, yeah,
So I actually, I don't have a
okay.
problem.
I'm sorry, I should have.
Yeah, because this is not, so
You see that?
what,
I should have drawn it.
no, but so this is, okay, so let me explain. So this is what the piece will
That's
be.
about how big it is, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'd have to fill.
So then the artist will solve the problem of this,
Mhm.
which, you can do this, you can
Right,
do
yeah.
that. But
Oh.
Then I can
okay,
make
so
it, I
paint
can
the whole
make
window.
it.
See,
Actually,
see what I
I-
did?
Oh, yeah,
This
yeah.
is what I thought you were trying to.
Oh, yeah, no, no.
Put it
I don't have
here.
a problem.
I'd have to do that if I try to mimic that. I'd
Yeah.
have to do that. That's why I
I
can't mimic.
I didn't realize how large this was.
Yeah.
I thought this was.
You've got it exactly right.
Yeah,
That's
I
about
have
how
a
big. it
problem
is.
with that.
I have to say, I've never seen anything quite like that, where the bottom was clear and the top was stained glass. I don't know.
There you go.
Why? I mean, no, in the bedroom.
That's like two different windows.
In the-
That's like two
But it's the same,
Right.
You know, my.
Yeah.
But you had it at the light, same thing. See, there's a
And
window piece that separates those two windows,
he
Okay,
didn't
so this is only the
have
top
that
half.
problem.
Yeah.
to do
just
that.
the top.
And here you have this little piece and this is all
Right,
open.
and they did this kind of the same thing. The top is stained glass, the bottom is clear. That's why I thought, stop. The stained glass, the bottom is
Such
clear.
better definition.
Let's see,
between.
and they have the
This isn't a
top.
bedroom either. This isn't a second floor bedroom. This is a public building space.
Yeah, but there's stained glass in the walkways and, staircases. It
Yes.
doesn't matter whether it's in a bedroom or not per se. It's really just balance.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
But that's me.
And our board, we always try to make a motion to what the applicant wants. So if it is something that you want, and it fit the space well and it was done by a craftsman, I don't think there's.
I think that's
What's wrong
right.
with that?
And two, if it's too horrible, you bring it back to nice glassware again. You're not affecting because it would have, but remember, it's not one person. So it would have been hard to see like the frame shrinking to use the wood, and then the talk about fenestration, which is the proportion of the window itself, that would have been, but
To keep the size and
Yeah.
dimensions the same. You'll
yeah.
just be filling it with color instead of. clear.
And the effect will be more for the interior than from the exterior.
Mm.
That's the reality of this, because the light will affect, you
Sure.
feel the,
The
yeah,
inside.
so you can hardly notice that that's happening there. You just see the little lines, but it's not like it's Notre Dame or something that you can see the light.
And it could be returned to its original state.
Right.
I
I just really struggle, like I said, my philosophy has always been, the architect didn't want it like that, then don't do it. So that's why I really struggle. So I'm really not sure I'm even gonna do this, but I just wanted to see what your thoughts were and then what I want to spend money.
I don't, but that's me, only me.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, if I come back, you'll.
You might have a divided board.
But that,
You might have a divided board, but that's normal.
right,
You
yeah,
have been.
I mean, it'd be pretty and it's pretty without it, so.
Yeah.
All right, okay, thank you guys for listening.
Of course.
Yeah, it's maybe it's good to see.
Okay, so we're going to look at the,
Yeah, he's right here.
I do believe the three of you can approve these. right?
yes,
Okay, so Tuesday, we'll start one by one. We'll do Tuesday, June 17th.
There's
Which
only one.
was, oh, that's it? I thought there were two. Oh,
Meeting.
well, this is an old one.
yeah, from June, but the three of us were there, so we couldn't vote on them.
Oh, okay.
Chris was gone. And Carolina.
Thank you, guys.
You two,
Thanks, you too.
not that bad. In terms of time.
That's a minute, I was like, great.
No, the time. That Carmela's bar is doing so well.
It is good. I haven't been. I
Yeah,
texted him because he's a good buddy of mine. Joe, I went to college with him. I go, I'm so sorry I haven't been. I got twin 11 months old and my wife's pregnant. So I'm like, there's no way we're going to a wine bar. So we haven't been yet, but.
Not for a while.
Yeah, my gosh. So I'm like, here he is, my good buddy opens up a wine bar in town or in the village, and I still haven't even been there.
I tried to go there, it was packed. I just was curious, it was packed, so that's wonderful,
Yeah.
because
It's
there's
really nice.
what they did inside.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes me so.
Yeah,
happy.
oh, and people dress up.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really hot.
You know, I was coming home today and it's happened a few times that way you see people that are really dressed up even on like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm like, they're probably going to church. Good.
Yeah.
Good, good for them. So with,
They have non-alcoholic things.
well, he texted me that too. I was like, I know.
I
We
went
could- we
with some
could go,
friends and a
yeah.
couple of them don't drink, and so they made some really fun, like a virgin Negroni, for one of them. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, you guys wanna leave? You wanna go?
no, that's
Like,
okay.
I'm gonna go and get out of here.
The only question I have for the South Street,
Okay.
is. Okay. This was just,
the second time
Yeah.
here, they didn't get approved until July.
right, okay. That makes sense. Okay, then anybody have any questions on any of them?
when are we meeting next time?
October 20th is the regular scheduled meeting.
Okay,
Any questions on the minutes?
No,
no,
Okay, then I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I second. How do we vote?
Member McBride,
Yes.
member Morello,
Yes.
Chair Olson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, then I'll make a motion to close the meeting. If there's anything else we need to talk about. Oh, I want to ask one question. Training,
Oh, I need to do the training.
do training.
She
Get your
finished her
updates.
training.
I have.
Also, good.
Yep,
Sorry.
it's okay. This-
I had a note on my calendar.
It's a lot of reminding,
Yeah.
so.
Good.
Yep.
I like this one, but I haven't had time.
Okay, then I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second,
Member Morello,
Yes.
member McBride,
yes.
Chair Olson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
So before the
Oh, yes, give me one moment. Right.